Hope you're doing good. Micah back with another video. Back here to talk about the updates that Samsung has been running rampant with in the month of September. And yes, I know we still have a few more days left. Today's the 27th because today is Saturday, September 27th, meaning we have 3 more days of September, one being a weekend day, Sunday, which we may not receive any small updates. And then we could see an update. We could. We could see an update. We could see October early, but most likely we're probably not seeing as One UI 8 is taking precedence throughout this month and in the next subsequent months for more Samsung Galaxy devices. So I wanted to bring this video a little earlier than I usually do. Usually I'm a little late bringing the updates for the month, but I did want to tackle this now before I don't have time. I do have another video in the working. I'm kind of changing how I want to approach this subject that I normally, kind of address on this channel. So be on the lookout for that video next week. In the meantime, let's talk about these updates. And the first thing we're going to talk about here is Samsung's Bixby Vision. As you guys can see there, fix bugs as usual, but specifically and optimize searching. So Samsung is still trying with their Bixby, with their elements of Bixby. Hopefully, it's working out for them. I don't use it all that often, but it's nice to see that they are still trying to put effort there. We also have voice recorder that was updated. We have Samsung Notes that was updated, which says supports landscape layout, supports sticky note, and bug fix. And what's nice about the landscape is depending on what you have that you're utilizing in landscape, it does look very, very nice. If I want to show you guys that here real quick, jump in here. These are all my timestamps that I typically use if I go landscape with it. As you see, it flips it, makes it a little bit more kind of, letter-ish, Microsoft Word-ish, if you will. You get like that nice center slab. But then if we also back out, now everything looks like this. Very kind of tablet-like on this smaller screen. So it's good to see that landscape is supported here in Samsung Notes. That's cool to see. Theme Park also received some updates, which says UI improvements and bug fixes, enhanced app stability, improved UI, and fixed bugs. So, Theme Park, the central focus, if you will, the central place for a lot of different theming and customization for Samsung Galaxy devices. You're going to find in Theme Park, I highly suggest it. Sound Assistant also received an update early on in September. New version for basically, or it says 8.x.x, meaning it probably has something to do with One UI 8, and then applied One UI 8 my own volume panel. So that also lets us know that, when you use your volume rocker, this has more support in One UI 8 for those who want to customize it and for those who want to utilize it. It will work much better now with One UI 8. And then this long list of items is a bunch of language packs for the on-device and off-device, I guess you could say. Language packs for Samsung's, I guess you could say, translation or translate assist, allowing that the language barrier to continue to shorten, if you will, and dissolve. So that way, when you need to talk to somebody who may not speak the language you do, Samsung continues to improve the language within those different packs. So that way, it's easier to understand language. I know I keep throwing that word around, but essentially that's exactly what it is. And you see there's a lot of language, a lot of language packs. Auto Blocker also received an update, and the clock also received an update, which says improved and stabilized some features. Hopefully this also continues with the different clock widgets, both for your home screen and your lock screen. But it's good to see that that was addressed here. It would be nice if I could swipe out of there. And then this was the One UI 8 official update for us that dropped around September, was that September 8th? I believe. No, this was the beta 6, beta 7. That's what this was. That's what dropped earlier in September. And then if I go ahead and click on this, Samsung's Vision model was updated. This helps it be able to read your screen a whole lot better. For AI select, for when you're using the generation tool, the AI generation tool. So if I swipe, you have the drawing assist that you can use. Yeah, an interpreter is what I was talking about in terms of the languages. I don't know why I couldn't get it out. But AI select and drawing assist are the ones that primarily benefit from the Samsung Vision model, so it can do better reading your screen and so on and so forth. It was a sizable update, I believe, as well. And that's because a lot of resources, it's intensive for our devices to be able to do those types of features. So it's good to see that Samsung had that updated. And then we also have the Samsung Wallet, and HomeUp received quite a few updates. HomeUp supports devices with One UI 8 and above, added tablet support, which is great. And then when creating a desktop workspace on tablets, the task changer layout is, what does that say, fixed to the default type to maintain task switching usability, other bug fixes, and stability improvements. So it's good to see that HomeUp is continuing to be addressed. Another area of customization and personalization for our Samsung devices right there within HomeUp. And then we had more text to speech. Just as the on-device language stuff is updated, they had to go ahead and update the other resources for that as well. And this also includes Samsung's language core and the English language pack. So I don't know if this says English to, I don't know if that's specific language or not, but as you guys can see, Samsung was definitely making sure that we could get they're addressing translation, language, making sure that the that different dialects can be understood better and or be able to, be texted out properly. So it's good to see that being addressed throughout this month as well. A lot of these updates were also gearing up for One UI 8 because this was the official rollout month for One UI 8. And you see the Galaxy Buds 3 Pro Manager was updated. The continuity service was updated, making sure that our devices still work with one another, being properly synced and connected, whether that is with our wearables or from between our phones and our tablets, and probably our desktop sources as well, such as Samsung's Galaxy Books. And you also have Game Booster here, which had a bug fix. Wonderland, something I've been using and enjoying thoroughly. Now that I've tried it out, this improved battery efficiency with using dynamic wallpapers, which I definitely know works because ever since I've been using Wonderland, I haven't had any issues with battery, which has been phenomenal. And then we also have the new blur effect, added vertical and horizontal blur options for lock screen transition effects. And then, of course, they had other improvements with previous updates, but that's another app that I can highly suggest, Wonderland. Oh, they get those cool different animations. Like I can show you right now. Look at that right there. I got Iron Man on the AOD, and I got Superman on the lock screen. And then you can even change your fingerprint sensor animation through Home Up, I believe. I think it's Home Up or DIY. Is it DIY? It's within Good Lock. Just know it's there. You can do that. And then One Hand Operation Plus, fix gesture angle setting issue, fix issue in One UI 8, and bug fixes and stability improvements. And the nice thing about One Hand Operation is, because I believe I'm using it to actually hide my back so you don't actually see the little arrow. I like it clean like that. You can actually add, you know, angled swipes from either direction to access different options of your choosing, whether it's to activate different apps, to go back, potentially to go forward. I think like Samsung has added so many different features with that One Hand Operation Plus mode within Good Lock. I highly suggest it. And I forgot where I was. I think I was here, right? No, I was not. I was right here. So now I'm here. Samsung Smart Switch also received an update. Definitely needed, right? Wireless connection method updated, fixed bugs, and improved stability. All I'm hoping for is when you use Samsung's Smart Switch, it becomes even more flawless like Apple's, where everything literally gets ported over and adjusts itself, so it's almost as if you never swap phones, you just swap the outside. Like, I'm hoping that Samsung continues to get better with that, and not just with the phones but with wearables as well, because sometimes it's annoying swapping out wearables because they act like they have to start a whole new life every time, when you should just be able to just unpair it and repair it to a different device. Like, we're in 2025. Why is that such an issue still? It's mind-boggling. All right, next update. Quick Share. As you see, a host of updates. And this is because this also received a One UI 8 update as well. Provides a receiving mode in Quick Share for quick and easy file transfers. Provides a sending mode for selecting and sharing files in Quick Share. When resending files after something goes wrong with the transfer or they are canceled. Only the unsent files will be sent. Increase the character limit for device name to make device identification easier, and then supports file transfers using QuickShare. I believe in other apps or in other avenues of your phone. So QuickShare definitely received a big time update, something that is very, very akin to Apple's AirDrop for Android, because Google even adopted QuickShare over their own Nearby Share, which was also very interesting. So it shows that Samsung really has something special here with QuickShare. I like using it, especially when it comes to Samsung and Samsung. Like, it's just super easy. It's literally just like AirDrop, just for Android. And I'm glad that we have gotten to that place with our smartphones. Then the Samsung keyboard received an update, Samsung checkout, Samsung Notes again received some minimal updates in the background. QuickShare connectivity also received updates to probably ensure QuickShare works, and this is provide quick and easy selection of receiving device by recommending the same accounts, my device, or frequently shared devices. Support seamless file transmission via internet, even when sharing files out of Wi-Fi range, and supports sharing original gallery stories. So an update that came out to AirDrop, what was it, within the last 2 years, now we see on Android as well, where you can send without needing Wi-Fi for quick share, which is beautiful. You can send larger size files, which is great. So again, an update that we most definitely needed for the ability to share, because we share videos now, we share larger size pictures, we share files. Like, there's so much that we share from device to device, whether it's family member, workmates. We need sharing tools like this to work at their best. And then you got automatic verification that was improved, and then ad block for Samsung Internet Explorer, something that I like to use. So good to have there. Blocks, unnecessary ads, to say the least. And then we have One Hand Operation Plus that received its own update. This was around September 17th. And the update here says fix brightness control malfunction issue in quick tools, bug fixes, and stability improvements. So again, One Hand Operation Plus, I can highly recommend to you guys. Samsung Language Core was updated again, and then this was the big update that came in around September 19th, which was the official One UI 8 for Samsung Galaxy devices, starting with the S25 series, and I believe the S24 is very shortly after that. Z Fold 7 series, Z Fold, and Flip Fold 7, and then the Flip Fold 6 series, all coming back to back. So good to see Samsung finally getting this out. Sounds like One UI 8.5 is going to be a big game changer in terms of aesthetic, something that we needed, because I think One UI 8.5 should have been One UI 8, and One UI 8 should have been One UI 7.5. But I digress nonetheless. Then Samsung Calendar received an update along with Reminder, because these two are now kind of tied together. It's very easy to create either or, and I'm glad that they kind of did that, because you can choose either or to still get things done. I primarily use Calendar just to schedule things, but Reminders also works. I'm just like, to me, Reminders is kind of like a redundancy process, in my opinion, trying to use Reminders with Calendar, because like I could schedule the event instead of having to remind me of it as well. So something that I play with. I'm going to try to use a little bit more. We'll see. But let's see what the updates were for Samsung Calendar. It says view your calendar on a larger screen to easily check your schedule. On the create schedule screen, you can now add a reminder. Oh, that's pretty cool. So I guess while creating your schedule, you can add a reminder within the I digress. On the calendar, you can adjust the reminder's date in the quick input window. Commonly used inputs are now recommended. That's also cool. I actually tried to use that. I like the fact that you can do that. So that quick input makes it a lot faster to be able to adjust your schedule, especially if you have a similar work schedule that you work relatively often, or similar work shifts. It's easy to go ahead and plug those in. And then with Reminder, just to shore up what we just saw with the calendar, we get to see in the Reminder that it has been redesigned with an easy to navigate layout to show the to-do list and search function more conveniently. The try these out section offers users helpful templates to get started, and the add reminder screen has been redesigned, and a new voice input button is offered for added convenience. I like that, because sometimes maybe you don't want to have to type it out. You can just tap it, say, hey, remind me to do bop do boo boo pop pop. Or maybe you don't have to say remind me to. You can just hit the button and say, what the reminder is that you want, and it'll plug it in for you, and you can tweak the little, you know, small details. So I like that. I like what Samsung is doing there with those two apps. Knox Matrix was updated, of course, to ensure our security and privacy of our devices. Samsung Health always receiving updates in the background, especially with the new added features with the Galaxy Watch 8 series. Seeing those health tracking features being able to be implemented and to be able to work better within the Samsung Health app, be able to be categorized better, to be able to be tracked better, all that with the Samsung Health. And then with the camera assistant, a lot really just has to do with being able to be supported by One UI 8 or higher. And then in this case, we see with the Flip Fold 7, the S25, the A56, the M56, the F56. I didn't even know there was an F device. Then you got the S24e, S21FE, A55, M53, the Quantum 5, never heard of it, Fold 6 and the Flip 6. So it's good to see a lot of this stuff there with the camera assistant. And then Export Raw, which is Samsung's additional kind of photo editing app that you have to download via the Galaxy Store, received an update here. This was on the 24th, so this is a couple days ago. And then we have Game Booster that received another update, and then some more languages that got updated. And that was the last update as of the 25th. It's been relatively quiet on the horizon, and if we want to ensure that, all we have to do is come in here to the folder, press and hold, see update apps within the Galaxy Store. And we have Samsung Pass, autofill with Samsung Pass, and authentication framework that was updated basically today, Saturday, for the Samsung Galaxy devices. So it's good to see that those continue to see the refinements and improvements. That way we can actually rely on those type of features to kind of keep our passwords safe, since we need to have virtually almost a different password for every app or situation we're in. That can kind of test the memory in a little bit. So being able to use your biometrics to ensure that you are the person, you become your own password. It's good to see Samsung keeping that type of stuff updated for us. And there you go. As of the 27th, that's everything for September for the updates. Rolling into October, hopefully you guys are ready for October and what that brings for us. I think One UI 8.5 may be coming by the end of the year, if not maybe January timeframe. So it's going to be exciting to see what Samsung brings to us there. But just know that I got you guys covered when it comes to the updates for our Galaxy devices and Apple devices whenever I'm back in Apple's ecosystem. Because it's been a while. I haven't been in Apple's ecosystem in a good little bit. So hopefully you guys appreciate that. Let me know down in the comment section below. Do you guys keep your stuff updated? You look forward to these types of videos. The comment section is open for discussion. Again, as always, if you guys haven't already, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, the notification bell, so all free. That way you know some videos. So you and I can sit back, check, see what's cracking. And don't forget to hit that super things button down there by the like and dislike button. Cash App and PayPal. Check the channel out for all the videos available to you. That's where to keep tech fresh and alive on this channel. But your man Micah signing out until the next video. Wait for it.